Hi, everyone. We are back with another episode of Co-Living Innovators podcast. It's a podcast where we bring co-living founders from around the world and talk about their challenges, learnings in building their own co-living space so that we can learn from them and implement them and make sure that we don't reinvent the wheel. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Co-Living Incubator Program, which is run by Art of Co, where you can join to start your co-living business from scratch to scale. Today we have Katya with us from Burgas Co-Living, and she. It's an amazing journey. We've been talking before this recording started. We've been talking for about 15 minutes, and I got a lot of golden nuggets out of that. So I hope you guys have, if you listen to it completely, you will have a lot of interesting insights from where, why, when, how, what, and why did she start her own co-living space. Welcome, Katya.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and yeah, it's also a pleasure for me to be able to share my experience and my knowledge and yeah, what I learned so far with this journey.
Perfect. All right. So, Katya, just tell us a little bit more about Burgas co-living. Why did you choose a particular location? And why did you start it? What was your reason to start? Like, what motivated you to start it? And then we'll jump into rapid fire after that. But I just want our to understand from this perspective that why did you start?
So, actually, my story started in a bit opposite way than most of the people, most of the co-living owners. I didn't choose the place. Actually, the place chose what it want to be. I already had this amazing property in Burgas, um, and I was thinking what exactly will be the perfect purpose of it. And it was like a flash. I mean, it came out of the blue. The idea of the co-living. It was in the beginning of 2019, and the co-livings weren't that popular. And that time, there weren't that much co-livings in general in the world and in Europe as well. It was 1 year before the pandemic. But I found an article, very interesting article in the web, and like I was, oh my gosh, this will be the amazing thing that can happen in exactly in this property. So yeah, this was how I choose to make a co-living. Um, why exactly co-living? Um, Burgas and Bulgaria is a post-communist country. Maybe many of your listeners know about the struggles in these post-communist societies, that we are, let's say, a bit more close-minded, a bit more not that much grown in multicultural environments. And I just realized that this will be an amazing opportunity to try to destroy this in Burgas, to destroy this even in Bulgaria, to bring, how to say, like a fresh air in the way that the country and my region will develop in the future. And I know the co-living is something very small. It's let's say 20 people maybe can't make a miracle, but I consider it as just the first step of something that I really want to make in the future and to approach.
That's so interesting that the society where Bulgaria is coming from, you tried to bring in a fresh flavor of life, a lot more shared kind of ecosystem into a very not so shared and, as you said, closed-minded ecosystem. I'm sure it must have had its own challenges, but it's very beautiful to listen to that and to kind of just think about how it must have turned out. Kudos to you for that. All right, so we'll come back to this conversation again, but I want to just do a little bit of a rapid fire with you. So I'll ask you like 4 5 questions. Answer first thing that comes to your mind. Keep it 1 or 2 lines, and The only point is you don't have to think too much about it. Like, come, answer what comes to your mind. Okay,
I will try.
perfect. What is your favorite aspect of living at Bargas co-living?
Exactly this open-minded people. To
Okay,
live with open-minded people.
okay. One word to describe the digital nomad community at your co-living.
Very hard to describe with only one word, but if I have to pick just one, I would say family. It's much stronger than community. I would say family.
What's the most surprising thing that you've learned from the digital nomad staying with you?
How supportive the people can be, and maybe how many times per day someone can eat pasta.
That's a
The
good one.
favorite dish of the people in the colony.
Right. If you could host any digital nomad influencer at your co-living, who would it be?
So I'm happy that I have had very famous names already in the co-living. Um, Someone that I will be very, very happy to have in the co-living is Gonzalo Ho. I was so he almost came this summer, almost. So I hope that the next summer he will not skip us. And yeah, I mean, I'm really amazed with everything that he did in Madeira, but not only there. And I will be very happy to have a deeper connection with him and to talk much more about his achievements and how exactly he got into them and his experience. So yes, I would say this name.
He's a very dear friend of mine, so I'll definitely pass it on.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Cool. I was supposed to go to the Nomad Fest, which is happening right now in Algarve. He's hosting it,
Yeah,
and
no.
but like my visa came a little bit late, so I was not able to go this time. But
Hmm.
very soon.
Next time.
All right.
Yeah.
So the next one, best advice for someone thinking about starting a co-living space. You can mention three, like one, two, three.
Hmm. Hmm. So, first I would say the location. The location is something very important, and maybe later in our conversation, I will share the struggles that I have exactly with the location. Um, the second thing, just find the best way to target the people that you really want, because um, it's very important when you if you want to build the community, it's very important to find the best way, the best kind of people that you can attract. Again, we'll talk about after for sure about this. uh, and the third one, which for me is the most important one, is make this with your heart and enjoy it, because building a community and creating a co-living can't happen if you don't if you don't want to be part of it, if you don't put your emotions there. So yeah, for me this is maybe the most important thing. Just do it with your heart.
But that's a beautiful thing, right? If you want to build a great community and you don't want to become a part of it, you probably cannot build a great community. So a lot of bigger operators, right, when they start scaling, the founders move away from community building. The community building lose its essence because the personal touch moves away. It becomes a lot more system driven. So I think that's always a difference between a small or a mid-sized co-living space versus a large size co-living space.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
agree.
I think that's it from my side on the rapid fire. Thanks a lot for being very candid. All right, let's jump right back into your initial journey. Right, you're talking about location right now. Like you faced a lot of issues from a location perspective. Let's just talk about that and deep dive into that. What were the issues that you started facing? What would you suggest our listeners that what thing they should keep in mind while they're choosing a location?
Hmm. So first, the location is very important to be easy to access. The people, the digital nomads, what I noticed so far, there are people on the road. You move from one place to another place. Some people do this each month. Some people each 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. But you're moving, and at some point, the people start being tired to travel a lot, like to spend days on the road in the planes and to change so many different kinds of transportation. Um, so one of the things that is very important for me is the place to be easy to access, to the people to not lose that much time because they're already tired of a lot of traveling, many of them. So yeah, easy to access. It's good to be. It's easier. Let's say it's easier. If the people that are planning to open a co-living are not ready to accept a lot of challenges, better choose place that is already popular and already attracts digital nomads. I mean, the digital nomads are attracted to go to that place. They are interested to go there. Otherwise, to succeed, to have a success, putting your location in the digital nomad map can be harder, especially now when so many amazing co-livings open, pop up everywhere in the world in a very attractive areas. Yeah, so better to be well-known place. Mm, what else with the location? So with the in general, the location, maybe these are the most important thing, but the specific location of the property, like again, it should, for me, for example, with Burgas co-living, what mm, I have a lot of challenges with attracting people, as I said, because Burgas is totally not popular city. Yes, the Bansko, because of the Bansko Nomad Fest, because the co-working Bansko became famous destination, it became hub. But this is the opposite part of Bulgaria. So with Burgas, I faced a lot of challenges to attract people to come there. And most of the people that were in Burgas co-living, almost everyone, they come to Burgas only because of the co-living, not because they want to discover the area, not because of the city of Burgas, but exactly because of Burgas. Mm, so yeah, in general, I can say maybe with the location, this thing, the access, and better to choose a place that is already somewhere on that map.
So one thing I would like to add to that is what I've seen is if the location has a good story, right? If there is a good story around the location, it always helps your brand to tell that story, right? Because now you just mentioned in our conversation before we started recording that there are hot springs near the co-living space. It's famous for that. So that kinds of add that little bit charm to it where we can talk to people about it being a USP of the co-living space because it's surrounded by hot springs. So I think the storytelling also becomes better when you choose the right location. One thing that I agree that if you choose a place which already has a good destination marketing, people are coming there, it becomes easier to attract. But on the other side, I also see a lot of rural co-living now taking shape. That trend is catching up a lot. In all my conversations that I at least have 100 conversations with co-living founders every month. And one trend that I have seen across different conversations is around rural co-living because even though it's not accessible, a lot of people want to disconnect from the hustle of the culture. They just want to go relax. So the well-being co-living and the rural co-living, those are the two segments within co-living where even if it's a remote location, it's kind of people are kind of ready to come there just for the sake of peace of mind and just enjoying the silence of it, right? So I think, uh, but thanks a lot for sharing. I think easy access, good destination marketing, and uh, it being already popular in the digital nomad space. If you are building for digital nomads, then it's always easier to open at a place which is already where already digital nomads go for one reason or another. Because
Mhm.
if people are going to Lisbon for or Lisbon or Porto or somewhere else for surfing, it's easier to open a co-living space focused on surfing there because people are already aggregating there. All right. I
Yes,
think
what
wonderful.
I just want to add is I'm totally agree about the rural co-living. Just and it's beautiful. If I have to choose where to stay, definitely I would prefer rural co-living, where exactly you can have this connection, rural or co-living in a peripheral area.
Right.
Just the challenges because I was those kind of co-living founders that had a lot of struggles with exactly this not popular destination. Just the challenges are bigger, and you have to just the people when they decide that okay, I will start with this journey. You just have to answer to yourself this question: how I'm ready to be challenged and how effort I'm ready to put. And so in the rural area, you can make a much more beautiful co-living and to build much more beautiful community, much more stable community. This is for sure. But to attract people, we'll need more effort. Just this is something that they have. Good to know.
All right. Thanks a lot for sharing that. All right. So when I was researching about this conversation that I wanted to have with you, I got to know that you were an urban planner, and then from there you kind of went to starting your own co-living space. So take us through that journey, right? That did your earlier jobs help you into building your space, um, and how did that transition happen?
I can't say that exactly I made the transition because I'm still working. My main job is still urban planner, so I'm uh, into this. The co-living is my passion project, let's say. It helped me a lot, for sure. It helped me a lot uh, because the urban planning is science and practice about the processes that happen in the city, in a village, in a town, in a area, region. And these processes are all related to people's life. What is the co-living? The co-living is like a small town, like very, very, very small town, but everything happened there. The people live there, the people sleep there, the people eat there, the people need their services there, the people work there, the people enjoy, the people have entertainment, the people produce, for example, even with this, because we love this kind of art and craft nights where we produce with our hands different things. So we even have a production in our yard. We even have like a vegetables and fruits production. That's yeah, another thing. So all these kind of processes that can happen in a bigger scale in the cities, you have them in the co-living. Um, so understanding of it definitely helped me a lot. Helped me a lot, and also I made the designing of the place inside. And again, like you can create this, n- not create, but let's say to um, cover materially these processes and these functions that in a right way only if you understand them very, very well. So yes, I would say that this is the connection, and it helped me a lot
Because
to have this
ideally, you're
understanding.
designing human life, right? You're designing how will a person live in that particular space? How will he do all the day-to-day activities? How will he work? How will he remain productive? So I think you're trying to design life of people who are going to come and stay there. So I think that's an important aspect of it. All
Yes.
right. So one very interesting, see, I think you are around the periphery of Burgas, but did the like when you first decided to open the space there, did the locals were the locals intimidated by it? Were they or they were okay, something new is coming to in our area, so they were helpful? Or did you had to do any kind of neighborhood education, like go talk to people, explain them about what you are building and how it can help them? Like how did the neighborhood handle you starting this space here? Because you said that it's a closed-minded, it comes from a history of being a closed-minded society, and now something like a co-living, which is like very, very community driven, very people driven, very sharing driven, that can be a quite a bit of a cultural difference for people. So how did the locals take it? How did you manage their expectations, or did you never face this issue at all?
So I can't say that I faced any expectations from the locals, and if they even had some expectations, or just they were curious in the beginning. They were curious what will happen here, what these people are. Um, I'm not sure that they still can't can understand what exactly the people in Burgasco living are and what they're doing, and like the practice to be digital nomad or even to work remotely is still something not very well known. Um, Very often I have to take a time like to explain what exactly how these people travel, how they work, how they bring their work with them, and there are places like this co-living, so they can work from this place. Uh, but what I want to say is not, no, I don't have any problems with them. They are very happy to meet people, to have this, how to say, to see people that are not only tourists, not coming just for a couple of days, but for like a 1 month or couple of months in a row, to have them in the area and to see their faces, and it's lovely. What I tried to make several times were meetings, not only with the people in our neighborhood, but with people in the city, students, entrepreneurs, and to explain a bit more about the positives of working remotely, and the life in the in a co-living, and what this can bring to the people. Like to how to say, to share the experience, and the how beautiful is this way of life. So first, the students can be able to search and to think more when they try to figure out their professional path after the high school or after the university, just to have this in mind. But also the local entrepreneurs to think if they can switch a bit more to more remotely working environment in their companies. This is something, as I already said, for me, the co-living is something like the first step, and I really want to go much deeper into it, and to present, to be, let's say, kind of remote working advocate of this really beautiful lifestyle, because I think everyone deserves it. Everyone deserves it, and it brings a lot to the people that have it.
All right. I think that's great. So there are a couple of thoughts that I have on that, right? A lot of co-living founders that I speak to, one of them, we did a podcast with him, Mure from Neighborhood. He's building up his bootstrapped his co-living space in South Africa and now opening in US as well. They focus a lot on local economy, right? And when I say local economy, they say that when we are building up a co-living space, we make it a point to integrate the neighbors and the local economy in some way or other in the operations of the co-livings. Like we'll buy everything, source everything locally, which can help them earn a little bit extra money. um, we will invite them into our events where they get to know about different cultures, and they kind of learn new things. We they would do he also shared, like, one of the co-living that I work in India, they do skill sharing sessions with locals where they so this is a tourist space, right? And a lot of people are on Airbnb, but they don't understand how to make their listings better. So this co-living, it's called Nomad Gaon, in India. They
Mhm.
host skill sharing sessions with locals where they get locals help them improve their Airbnb listings. they are actually their competitors. But
Mm-hmm.
even after being a competitor, they help people locally. So if you help them earn more, if you make them feel that okay, they are your own people and you're not somebody who has come from outside and trying to do something, I think that goes a long way in building a great ecosystem, which really takes the community of a co-living into the next step, right? And a lot of people think that, see, remote worker co-living or digital nomad co-living is just one type of arrangement in which co-living works the best because they travel, they are looking for community, they travel alone a lot of time, and as you said, like they get tired, so they are looking for human connections, right? And that's where co-living come into picture. A lot of time people have this preconceived notion that co-living only means is it's only for hippies, it's only for digital nomads, it's not for other people, right? But I think this is one segment of the overall co-living ecosystem, and I think the integration of local economy is really very important if we want to build sustainable long-term co-living businesses. I think
Yes.
that's one of the key message that I give to every uh, destination co-living brand like yours that I work with or that I interact with. I worked with more than 70 different co-living brands in last 3 years. And one thing that we always end up before we kind of move away from the engagement is to make sure that they have an element of integration of local economy into their community, into their operations, which goes a really, really long way.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't feel like you're taking something from them. They feel like you're giving it back to them.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. What we are trying and what I'm trying always to make is to show the people in the co-living because Bulgaria is still one of the places with one of the countries with good food, especially during the summer, amazing vegetables, and you can find a real food, let's say. And we are trying to support all these small local producers, food producers, but not only craft producers as well. To have something more from them, like to interact somehow with them. This is something that for sure I'm totally agree. And the co-living is something. It's really not only a place for accommodation, not at all. It goes really above it, and um, I think we have to consider it as a small institution where you can create a lot of things, especially for the locals. Not only. I mean, you just can create a better life. Let's say for
Yes.
the both sides. I'm very happy
Yeah.
that 10 years ago I have a chance to work for the municipality of Burgas, and my connections there also helped me a lot to um, how to say, to be part of the local life, to participate different kinds of events that are made by municipality, and I'm a partner there, and the co-living is partner there, so we can be much more involved how to say, into the kitchen of ruling one city.
Right. I think that having local connections definitely helps a lot. But we have spoken about location, we have spoken about the local economy aspect of co-living. Let's deep dive into it's like when you got this place and you started renovating, did you or what were the kind of planning permissions you had to get to start this operations? What are the problems or the challenges that you faced during your renovation? Can you deep dive a little bit into that?
Yes. They were a lot. Fortunately, the documentation side of the things were easy because the building already existed. So if I uh, let's start from the beginning. The property
Sure.
is the property is a very big property. It's around 8,000 square meters, and it exists two old buildings. The area where our neighborhood is very popular with hot mineral springs. And also it was very famous. It has been very famous even in the past, in the ancient times. There is archaeology, and it was old spa complex kind of, if I can use exactly this term, um, even since Roman time. Um, so we had these two very old buildings, and we decided to start the co-living with one of them, to renovate it with the first one that which was in a worse condition. We didn't need a lot of permissions and any kind of permissions, because the buildings already existed, but the renovation process was really very hard. All the projects and plans were made by me, because I'm kind of professional in this area, and it was easy. Uh, and yeah, but the renovation process took me uh, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. The challenges. So the first challenge was to understand better, because I wasn't a digital nomad. I wasn't even remote worker at that time. I haven't been in a co-living before I started, and what I did was very, very good research. I'm very happy that I had the people also that helped me a lot in that time with some insights about the co-livings. I had a research, so I made the plans in this way. The bad thing was that we started with exactly the renovation in the beginning of 2020, and actually the first challenge came at that time, because 2020 we all know what happened, the pandemic. And of course, a couple of months after, we understood that actually it worked very good for us, for all the people that had a co-living store, were in the process of opening a co-living at that time. But before that, it was like, what we knew was that no flights. The people can't move. The people can be have to be stuck in their home. Also, the we just started with the renovation, and here in Bulgaria, at least, it was forbidden to work on your place. You had to stay at home, so I couldn't use the workers that I needed because they had to be at home. So we started and had to wait for several months before we started again. And so when you have an old building, uh, every time you face new challenges, because you never know what will happen, what can appear, what problem you will see. And honestly, I expected that the renovation will finish for less than 1 year, and will take, like, let's say, X amount of money. It took almost 2 years, and three times X money.
No, but that's a good
So,
learning. No, but that's a good learning for our listeners as well, that a lot of times things don't go as you planned. And if you take an existing building and are renovating, a lot of times you will face issues with you cannot preempt everything. You will face issues as and when they come, and this also, so you need to take a buffer time and a buffer budget. You
yes,
need to have that in place in order to make sure that uh, you have enough in order to finish the renovation. Otherwise, if you don't plan it well, you can, in the mid of renovation, you can kind of feel handicapped because you now don't have access to capital or more time in order to set it up. All right. So, okay. I think now we have spoken about the renovation, we've spoken about planning permission. Let's get into a lot of people now that co-living is becoming more and more popular, but it is still not popular in a lot of countries like Singapore also. But you started in 2019 and then finished probably your renovation in 2021, 22. But
yes,
Bulgaria still doesn't have a great, it's a relatively new market for co-living, right?
yes.
The concept is not very well known in the Bulgarian ecosystem. How did you like? Were there any challenges that you faced because it was a relatively new concept? That's question number one. And second, how did you get your first customers?
So the first customers, here I would like to say that I really had help for that time from a colleague, the owner of Chateau Coliving, which also is her name is Katya, and she's an amazing friend. She's a great friend of mine, and she was
I'm
one of the
recording a
person.
podcast with her as well.
Oh, really? Nice. It's great. Yeah, she helped me a lot. She pushed me. I always say that she's the reason for me to believe that I can have a success with this and to push me to do this in Bulgaria. The person that she was the person that helped me a lot with my first customers. And the challenge that I face, I face challenges attracting people every single day. It's not a popular area. I'm the only co-living in the area. I always think that okay, if we were at least several co-livings, so we can have a I would say stronger marketing to attract more people. It can be like an environment. It can be like a one bird in this whole area. It will be easier. Um, for now, it's a challenge for sure, and also the Bulgarians are still not very open to stay in a co-living. They still don't know very well, this is what I think, what exactly the life in a co-living means. And I put a lot of effort to make this more popular, but still I can't say that I have a great achievement in this direction. I'm still working on it. So far, the people that have been in the co-living are, let's say, 99.5% foreigners, the people that are not Bulgarian.
Well, no, that's always true because if it's a place which has not been explored, people like to kind of explore new places every few months. I've not been a digital nomad, but I've been a nomad for last 3 years. I've traveled a lot in last 3 years, and one thing that we always look for, okay, what's the new place we can go? What's the new experience that we can have? I think, and Bulgaria provides a lot of that. So I think
Yes.
that, and it reflects in you having like 99.5% people as foreigners. But let's also talk about the operational challenges. Now, you got your first customers, Katya helped you, you kept talking about it, you kept talking to people, and then you like it was a lot of hustle and the hard way you get your first few customers in a relatively new market. But what about the operational challenges? Because to keep a co-living running, you need to do a lot of operations. There needs to be maintenance, that needs to be cleaning, everything has to be in place. When people are moving in or moving out, you need to have somebody to take care of the space. So how did the operations work? Were you doing it all alone? Did you hire someone, uh, or did you take a help of an agency? How did you structure your operations?
As I said, the processes are a lot and they have to be operated somehow. The processes that happen in the co-living. First, I need maintaining of the property, which is, as I said, is huge. The garden needs an effort. The house needs an effort. I use the cleaning services, also use a handyman that is part of our team. To help me maintaining the house and the yard. Also, I use help from people, most of the times volunteers, that help me with community processes because um, to make I just want to say here one thing that one of our colleagues said something said once. Um, he said that if something looks in a co-living, if the things in the co-living look so easy, so like you can't feel any heaviness, any troubles, it means that somebody took such an effort, like behind the stage, this processes to happen in that easy way. So what I would say is that yeah, it's a lot of things happen that I'm sure most of the people can't see them. But every time, everything should be like a machine. And if something goes somewhere, two other things make it to come back in the same place. It's like a machine, and you have to, when you decide to start with this journey, you really have to think very, very good, uh, what will happen, what can be wrong, how to the return in the right way after, like all these things are very important. So processes, yes, one of the processes are to related to the physical part, the house, the yard, everything to be clean, everything to be easy to access. Literally, you have to think where to put the spoons, where to put the forks, and where to put the pans. Like everything to happen easy because you have 20 people. You have one kitchen. Most of the time, the co-living, this kind of small scale co-livings have one kitchen. You have to make the access and everything that happen in this kitchen so easy to people to not crush themselves all the time, to just to flow, let's say, to flow somehow. And this is only with the kitchen. Everything needs this effort. Every single room, every single shared place in the co-living needs to think in advance where exactly to put just to make the life better, easier, and the people to not put effort of thinking of these kinds of things, because all of them that they have to work, they have to think for a lot of things. That's why our job is to make their life there easy, at least with these very, very basic things. After that, the community, to build a community, to make the people involved in everything that happen in the co-living. Uh, so the people, at least in our co-living, the people are very proactive. They are involved in almost every process. But my task is to make it easier and to make it pleasant, and they to feel comfortable to be involved, to like to do this, to want to organize more events, to want to share their skills, to enjoy the life in the co-living, just to feel good staying in the co-living. Mm, there are a lot of things that the co-living operators should pay attention, because yeah, I would say again, this is not the place for accommodation. This is not the place for accommodation and work. It's much, much, much more.
Oh, that's a one definitive thing that I would like to say again that you said, right? That you have to design the life of your co-livers in a flow so that one thing leads to another. If that flow is broken, the experience get broken, and that flow is achieved through various you have to experiment a lot, you have to do a lot of things in a certain way, and you learn from your experience a lot and what your co-livers like and doesn't like. So don't worry that you and don't be stressed that you will get everything right the first way. Setting up operations is a huge task. There are a lot of elements of and moving parts around building a co-living operations. Some things will definitely go wrong. It's more about how do you handle that and how do you make sure that the root causes of that particular thing are taken care. So thanks a lot for sharing your approach and story. Right. Last two things that I want to kind of touch upon is where do you think co-living as a industry is moving? What are your thoughts on co-living as an industry?
Hmm. I really hope that it will move in a positive way. So what I see so far that I'm not happy, not very, very happy with, is that some people really don't how to say, try to understand what exactly co-living means, because it's not a hostel. It's not a hotel. It's not just a place with a roof. As I said again and again, it's much more.
It's your
Many
home.
yes, exactly. Yeah, maybe for 1 month, maybe for 2, 3, 4 months, but it's your home for that period. What I didn't like is what I don't like so far is that many places that open doors and yeah, try to call them co-living. I don't think it's exactly what it should be. But what makes me very happy is exactly your organization, by the way, do amazing things in that direction to improve it, to share the knowledge, what really to live with someone, to live in a community means. And also, you're very focused to co-living operators. And I think that with this effort that you put, that other organizations put in this direction, the industry will go in the right direction. This is what I believe, and how it
I
will
think we're still
go. So
evolving. I think
yes,
we're
yes,
still
yes,
evolving. These are
yes, for
initial,
sure.
this is first decade of co-living. I think every time when a new industry starts, the first decade is about experimentation, the second decade is
Mm-hmm,
about learning, and the third decade is about growing. So I think we are in
mm-hmm,
our second decade right now, where a lot of learning is happening, and we at Art of Core trying to fast track that learning process for a lot of co-living founders through various initiatives that we have. But I completely agree with you that a lot of people just don't understand what co-living is. They just use the word co-living for the sake of marketing their spaces and get traction because it's a
mm-hmm.
buzzword and a lot of people are trying to understand what co-living is. But I think it's a process. It will pass. People will try and see when hotels started or when purpose-built student accommodation started, they faced similar uh, issues, right? That
Mm-hmm.
co-living is today facing. So I think, but we'll get there. I think with if we keep having positive conversation and actual conversations around co-living at different forums, this is one such forum where both of us are speaking about it. I think we just need to be at it. We just need to make sure that more and more people listen to us, understand what we're trying to say, and
Yes.
communicate with us. I think that's where we are moving towards.
Mm. So
Last thing, what are
yeah,
your
I just
few?
wanted to
Yeah,
say, yeah, I wanted to say here that what exactly I expect is that at some point the things will be more regulated with the co-livings. The things will be more regulated, maybe some criteria about which kind of places can be named as a co-living, or just we will find another name for a co-living because co-living actually means a lot of things. Uh, so yeah, this is what I think will happen in the future. Because the people need it. Like they need to know where exactly they go. They need to know what exactly is this place. So yeah, this is what I think.
no, I'll tell you one more. I'll give you one more perspective on this, and
Mm-hmm.
I've thought a lot about it. I've worked on it a lot. See, hotels has a star system, right? There's a one-star
Mm-hmm.
hotel, two-star, three-star, four-star. Co-living probably will never have regulation, but we need a star system. Like, I'm not saying we should certify somebody to say that, okay, this is a co-living and this is not. People can have their own approach. People can have their own things around co-living. But what I truly believe in is that people at some point will need some kind of classification that okay, what a one-star co-living looks like, what a two-star co-living looks like, what a three-star co-living. If it's just a good space with common spaces, it's a three-star co-living. If it has a community, it is four-star. If it has a vibrant community, it's a five-star. I'm just giving
Mm-hmm.
you a framework, right? So
Yeah.
so this is the framework I think it
Yeah.
will evolve to, where we will have star system for co-livings,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be a third party organizations, probably Art of Co or something else, who will come up with a certification mechanism for these stars, and a lot of co-living companies will get certified through that to understand where we are and how we kind of go from here.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I think that's great. The last question that I ask everybody, and also going to ask you, like some advice, suggestions for upcoming co-living founders that you want to leave them with, some last parting thoughts that the upcoming co-living founders should know about.
Mm-hmm. Again, I think I started with this, and maybe I will finish with it. For me, the
Yeah.
biggest advice is enjoy what you do, enjoy and be patient about this, because the community can be built with only with business thoughts in your mind, and only with this goal. Yes, of course, it is business. Yes, of course, it should be profitable, but you need your heart, you need your passion, you need to enjoy being there, you need to enjoy everything that you build, you need to enjoy the processes that happen, so, and to have fun doing this.
That's the most important part is to have fun.
Yes.
It was pleasure talking to you, Katya. Thanks for taking our time and talking to us and sharing the valuable insights insights into your journey of how you have built Burgas Co-Living. I will put in your co-living link as well as your LinkedIn link on the description. Anybody who wants to talk further, and if you're looking to start something and you want to talk to her about her experience a bit more in depth, please feel free to reach out to Katya. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Our emails are there all over the website. And thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Industry-wide change is a collective dream. Collaboration, cooperation, that's our theme. From multi-generational homes to global scenes, we shape the future, living out our means. Each story unfolds with the art of code, lessons in the lows, wisdom untold. Ask your questions, join the conversation. Together we build a resilient foundation. Resilience, innovation, the keys to thrive in the Coliving movement. We come alive, from struggles to triumphs, we pave the way. In our global article community, we find this way.